Hi everyone, Kevin here. What I've got here is the 8Bitdo SFC30 gamepad. It is an imitation of the SNES gamepad and it looks quite good. So this is compatible with a lot of different devices. You can see here in the back, it's got support for iOS, iCade only, Android, Windows and Mac OS. Now this can actually work with the mini SNES 2 or SNES Classic, whatever you want to call it. 8Bitdo have got an item out called a retro receiver. It's going to come out soon and it will allow you to play this with the mini SNES, so stay tuned for that product. This retails on GearBest at $34.99. They have kindly sent this over to me from the country of China so that I can try it out. I will point out that this is now what they're calling a legacy product, so it is discontinued, but it's still being sold on GearBest and many other places, so you can pick up a bargain. Now, for me, this is one of the ones that I was looking forward to seeing because they also sent me this a while ago. This looks great. It does look great, and I want to kind of go on a tangent here, but I think it is important to point this out. This looked great. I love the Nest styling and all that, but I found it wasn't that good a controller, wasn't that good a gamepad. The reason being that, it was thin, it lights up and all that, it's got all the buttons you need, but it's actually got too many buttons. Because they've added, the R1 and R2 buttons that you would get in a PlayStation 3 controller, etc., they've kind of squashed them up to the top here. And what it means is, like, your L and R buttons are kind of smaller, and to get round to here, you kind of need to do this. It just kind of needs it. It makes it unpractical. And the thumbsticks are kind of small and thin and cheap looking. One of the things I said when I reviewed that was that it would be better to just have a normal SNES controller. Well, that's what I've got here. I've got a normal SNES controller. So let's see what $34.99 in China gets you. Okay, so there we go. There it's there. As you can see, it's wireless, but again, for it to work with this little beauty, you need to get like the retro receiver that kind of sits in there and will allow it to work via Bluetooth. So in the box, if we take this stuff out, what do we get? We get the manual, as you can see, SFC30. I'll just take this out. Go through the boring stuff first, shall we? So, I'll get this out. In fact, am I doing that the wrong way? Right, I think I am. I was doing it the wrong side. So, first is a micro B USB cable. Looks good quality. The other one, I believe, is a keyring. Yes, it is. I got this with the other controller as well. That's the one thing I would say about 8Bitdo is, even though the other controller, whilst it looks good, I wasn't happy with it from a functionality, from a playing point of view. But I would say about all their controllers is that the controllers are well made from a design point of view. They're really good with presentation. They do throw in a good USB cable. It's not a cheap one. It is a good quality one. And the whole package just looks good. So this is it here. This is the 8Bitdo SFC30. This is the one that I said I wanted before, and yeah, it is the classic dog bone. This is the one from the mini SNES, and I do have the original SNES controller there as well, but they're kind of pointless to show you that because the mini SNES one is pretty much identical. And, if you look at them together, there isn't really much between them. It's the L and R. The only difference here is obviously you've got the USB charging port, but everything, they've basically just copied it. They've just stripped this wire away and made it wireless. That's all they've done. And they've replaced this Super Nintendo Entertainment System part here with 8Bitdo gamepad. What does that say? Bluetooth controller. I couldn't see it there because the camera was in the way. So you can get this in the American styling. You can get this in the Famicom styling as well. This is the European colours. This is what us lucky people in Europe got. And I think in North America, it's kind of like a violet purple colour. But we got green, blue, yellow and red. And for us, these colours are iconic. This is what the SNES was, these four colours. And it feels good. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels very similar. I can't really... So be messing around with the buttons, and you know, L and R, select start, YBXA. I really can't feel any difference, you know, as far as a holding it, game playing it point of view. I think if I'm going to really nitpick, and this is a nitpick, I think, you know, and this is the mini SNES Classic controller. I think it's this is maybe a little bit more flexible, and this feels a little bit stiffer. Not by much. I don't think it's something that anyone would notice whilst they were playing the game, but you know, just direct comparison, maybe that, you know, it's a little bit more. I don't know. It just feels like it moves around a little bit more, but it's not by much. So yeah, I mean, from a design point of view, I think they've done really well. So what I'm going to do now is hook this up, connect it via Bluetooth, the magic of Bluetooth, connect it to my phone, and we'll play some games. So I have been testing the games and I've been playing around with the controller. I want to show you the games, but before I do so, I just want to quickly talk about connecting it. In this case, I'm connecting it to my phone, and you can see here that I'm connected to the 8Bitdo SFC30 gamepad. Now, there's other 8Bitdo controllers there. The Zero is this little gorgeous device, and the SNES Pro is the one I showed you earlier. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because in Android here, you can see that it's got a little joystick here. When I connected it one of the times, because I unpaired and connected it a few times, when I connected it, it was actually showing a keyboard. And the reason being that I didn't connect in the right way. I connected incorrectly using the iOS method, which is holding start and A for 2 seconds. When I did that, it connected to Android as a Bluetooth keyboard. What you need to do is just hold start for Android. So you need to make sure that you connect using the correct technique when you're connecting to Windows or iOS or Android or whatever. So bear that in mind. Now, on to the good stuff. Okay. Now, you can see I've got it wired here because I was charging it. Should have an okay charge. You know, sometimes when the battery's low, it can play, it can be a little bit funny. Should be okay. You can see here there's an LED here showing you that it's on. That flashes blue when you are connecting using Bluetooth, and there's another light here that will go on when you're charging it. So now this is a one-button game. It's perhaps not the best one to do to show you. And also this game was never on the SNES, but it's a classic game. If you are going to be playing this on your phone or on Windows, you may play this game because Sonic is, let's face it, awesome. And if you don't think so, then I don't want to know you. But, you know, it feels really good. It feels really good playing this. It's responsive. It feels just like an S controller. That's the highest compliment I can say about this controller. Let me see. Dan the man. Now, again, this is a simple little game as well, and it's a game that actually can be played without a controller, and it's quite fun. But with a controller, it is more fun. So I'll just quickly, you know, I can control this with a controller as well. No problem. Now, I've showed you this game lots of times, guys. I think it's a fun little game, and I think it's a great example to show you how the game works, because you've only got left and right and up and punch like that, but you can see, oh, I didn't mean that. There you go. Just with a controller, it's just more fun. It's just, you know, playing on the actual screen is okay if you're stuck, but you know, playing with a controller gives you it's just such a better experience. So controller works well. Now I did just for fun. I did put on Modern. What do you call it again? I was going to say Modern Warfare. It's not. Modern Combat. This isn't designed for this controller at all. It's designed for kind of SNES, PS3, PS4 controllers. I've got like the L2, L1, R1, R2 buttons. So whilst this does work, I can move around, etc. It doesn't have enough buttons. So You know, I can move around, but I don't have an R2 button here, so I can't actually shoot. Does work well though, you know, I'm moving around and things. But the best way to show you it, I did test with Shinobi. I'll just point that out. Doesn't work. I've not got any controller to work with that. It's because of the game. It's not the controller. I've tried several with Shinobi. Doesn't work. But best way to explain how good this is, well, let's put in a SNES emulator. There we go. SNES game with a SNES controller. And again, just look at this. And what I would say is at this point, when you've got a SNES emulator, SNES 9X in this case, and you've got the 8Bitdo gamepad, it is... Oh, that's me blowing up my bombs already. Yeah, I mean, I think when, you know, once the... Oh my god, that was bad. Once you've got the controller, it just feels like playing a SNES. I want to keep the rocket launchers. Now, the real test for this controller, for me, is how it handles Street Fighter. Let's get away from that because I'm really bad here. So we've got Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I'm going to change the buttons because I don't want to lose as badly as I have in the past. Right, I think I have changed. Oh, it saved it already. That's good. Now, you know, this is a wireless controller. This is my phone. I could just throw this into my pocket and then I could play SNES games on the road very easily. Go with Ken. Right, Zangief. Let's fireball his ass. Oops. Oops, I think I've got my buttons around the wrong way. I normally have them. Yeah, I think I do. That's not good. Oh, spinning Pearl Driver. Dragon punch him. You know, I do think the D-pad, I would say, is great, but maybe there's a slight difference. I'm really nitpicking now. I deserved that. That was a bad move. So, I win. So, my thoughts. This is excellent. This is excellent. I really do like this. If you look at it from their point of view, what 8Bitdo, or 8Bitdo, I still don't know how you pronounce it. What they've done is they've taken the SNES controller and they have copied it. They haven't added extra buttons. They haven't done anything. All they have done is made it wireless. They made it so you can charge it up and play it wirelessly on your Windows computer, on your Mac, on RetroPie, on your Android phone, on your Apple phone, on your iPhone. You know, that's all they've done. And it's worked. You know, I mean, look at them. Can you see a major difference between them? The D-pad feels great. I was really nitpicking, but I mean, it just feels a little bit more, there's a lot more flexibility in the official one, but it's very, very, very slight. I mean, I think this is excellent. Now, and again, thanks to GearBest for sending me this. I mean, the GearBest sent me this controller as well, and they probably questioned why they did, because when they sent it, I didn't give it a positive review. I said that it wasn't very good. This kind of controller would be better. And I was right. I do think this is, for SNES games, for Mega Drive games, for retro games, this is great. It's not going to work with games like Modern Combat, but for SNES games, if you want to put a SNES emulator on your phone, if you want to play SNES games on RetroPie or at your computer, this is an excellent controller to purchase. And I'm looking forward to buying the retro receiver, because being able to play with this with my mini SNES would be great, because as good as these controllers are, they're wired, and that's not good. I prefer everything to be wireless, especially, it's not so bad at the desk. If I'm sitting at my computer, it's not a bad thing. But when you're sitting in the living room, you want a wireless controller. Now, they don't have this, they're not actively selling this anymore through the website. It's going to be a legacy product, means discontinued. And they do have a replacement that is kind of like this, but they have thumbsticks. But I would say if you can pick this up, if you just want a basic SNES controller, this is a fantastic controller to buy. And very pleased with it. Very, very pleased with it. Excellent controller. Perfect. Absolutely perfect for playing SNES games. Whatever device you're playing it on, this is perfect. If you want to play SNES and you want to play it wirelessly, this should be top of your list. That's the best way to put it. If you're looking for a SNES controller, this should be one of the controllers that you're looking at. And yeah, fair play to 8Bitdo. I think they have designed, copied, a very good controller. And if you want something super portable, don't forget the Zero. You can pick this up for like $7-8 or something. But yeah, if you want an official experience, get the 8Bitdo gamepad. This has been the SFC30 gamepad. I will link to it on GearBest, and many thanks to GearBest. I do appreciate them sending this out to me to try out. Yeah, overall, very pleased with it. Good controller. Highly recommended. So guys, if you get any questions about this, please let me know. I didn't try it on anything else as far as Windows or that. I don't think there'll be any problems, because I have tested the NES Pro with my computer. That was fine. It connected, no problem. So I don't think there'll be any problems. You might have some problems with getting it going with RetroPie, anything like that. Apparently, this does work with the Nintendo Wii as well, but I haven't tried that out myself, so I can't say. Overall, very pleased. If you get any questions about this, please do leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what you want to know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon.